so many places that you kind of have to pick and choose. So it's hard to get everybody to go to one place ever at the same time.
Yeah, the the bigger city, the bigger scene problem, right? Like is in Los Angeles, it's like sometimes what's going on in one night is insurmountable. It's just so much.
Yeah, it's really
So,
Yeah.
hard to plan. Like you can announce something 3 months ahead of time, and then before you know it, there's like five things going on. So you do what you can do.
that's right. And then the people who come, they love it. So, I live in Hollywood, so that's what you're hearing in
Oh,
the
I'm like, where?
background.
It's not coming from here.
I'm
What's
like,
going
it looks like I'm trying to escape. No, I'm trying to close the window because, of course, they're coming down my block.
on? You
It's
look
pretty
like you're
funny.
climbing a tree right
I
now.
know.
It's quite
I'm
funny.
trying to get out. these
That's
are
Oh,
been like
these
the
are.
soundtrack to my last 2 days. So
so you're like right in Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah. I'm right off of Hollywood Boulevard
Nice. We were
in
just
Thai
out
Town.
there a year and a half ago. We went out there to visit. We did the Final No Effects shows.
Oh, cool.
We visited like Hollywood. We did Disneyland. We did everything. We were out there for 2 weeks. It
Oh,
was
that's so fun.
yeah. So for those of you tuning in, you're listening to Ska Talk with SKAgazine. My name is Jess, and I'm here with my co-host Janice.
hello.
Hi. Another co-host might be joining us soon. Will be joining us soon. Rachel, she'll be popping in any minute, so I'll introduce her now. And we are here tonight with Harry Katz from Harry Katz and the Pistachios. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. It's good to be here.
Do you want to take a minute to give like your game show introduction? Like, who are you? Why are you here? What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm Harry Katz. I have a big band, Harry Katz and the Pistachios. We're based out of Los Angeles, and we've been putting out a ska EP. We have two of the singles out, and the other two parts of the EP come out on the 22nd. And we've always done like a mixture of rock and roll and soul and ska. And um, about a year ago, we played a show, and someone saw us, and they came up to me after, and they were like, "Oh, I get it. It's secret ska." And I was like, "Secret ska," and I realized that the only person it was a secret to was me. And and so we just like really started embracing it, and my whole band was like kind of like, finally. Like people all on their own kind of pulled me to the side and was like, you know how much this means to me, like because we've always worn the suits and had the horn, like we always looked like a ska band. And
And there's
so
10 of you, right?
yeah, there's 10, 9 or 10 between, it fluctuates a little, but yes, it's my small version of a band is 7 people. Um, and we just embraced it, and then the ska community has like fully embraced us, and it's like this rebirth of the band has been really really fun and rewarding.
Well, that's awesome. You are very new to us. I was actually introduced to you by before Michi and you reached out, Eric from 413 Spa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he sent you our way to try to get a show going. It never happened, unfortunately, but that's how we discovered you.
Yeah, I'm from New York originally, and a good friend of mine, Mike Hollis, we grew up together playing in bands and such, and he's still grinding out doing music, and so am I, and so we stay very close in touch. And we had an opportunity maybe 2 years ago to do a show, and he backed me up, and we did a show. And then I was like, oh, well, now that you know the music, and we did a little tour. And then he came to the West Coast, we did another little tour. And so now we come back to New York every year to do like a series of shows. And we had played at the Marigold in Northampton, and Toby was the booker over there, and I had reached out about doing something else and sent him the new ska record, and he was like, "Oh, you have to talk to Eric." And I reached out to Eric, and Eric was like, "Yeah, here's 10 people to talk to. Let's get a show together." And then everybody knows Eric. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
working with that. Oh my god." So it was just such a full embrace, and then now we're doing 7 shows on the East Coast, 6 or 7 shows, um, at the in like 2 weeks, starting on the
Yeah.
28th is the first show, and then we're playing in Eric's show is on the 6th of June.
Okay.
With I noticed you're wearing the shirt, the Step and Razor
Oh,
Blades.
are you playing with the step and razor blades? We love
It's
them.
their
Oh,
record release,
cool.
I believe.
Oh, okay. I
Mm-hmm.
have that record already.
Nice,
I,
exclusive.
I grabbed that at This Is Not Critic Fest where they played, um, and they had them for sale there. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
And that's where I got the shirt as well. But we saw them also at Pioneer Valley Ska Fest last year, which God, this hasn't been announced yet, but we are I'm gonna say it anyway. Hi Eric, if you're watching, we're the headliner tier sponsor for Pioneer Valley Ska Fest this year.
Oh,
And really looking
that's
forward to getting
awesome.
back there and just doing interviews and just loving all the bands and seeing them all play. Because last year I went by myself and I did like something like 22 interviews on my own and I missed a lot of music. This year my team is coming with me and it should be more manageable and I should
Yeah,
be able to see some stuff. So I'm excited.
that's
Me too.
looks like it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
And
It's a great
22
venue,
interviews
great
is
show. I mean, despite working the whole weekend, I had an absolute blast. I went with my husband and my kid and they had fun and I worked.
22 interviews is a lot of
But yeah.
interviews.
Oh,
So if you're listening and you haven't been to Pioneer Valley Ska Fest, I recommend you hit that up because there's like what? I don't know how many bands, almost 30 bands for like $45. You can't beat that. Like
No, you can't. That's next weekend or
it's
that's
no, it's not until July 24th and 25th, I believe,
oh, okay.
in Springfield, Massachusetts. So check it out.
yeah,
And
that's
now
an insanely cheap ticket for what you're getting.
seriously, and you got Bucko Nine headlining, you got Thumper reuniting, you got all kinds of stuff. Bands
That's
coming from
awesome.
all over the country. It's not just regional bands, although there are a lot of those as well. I think there's like 10 bands that I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to see two of them before them. I talked to someone else today. There's like 20 bands they haven't seen. It's insane.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
Ska
something to check
University.
out.
Learn everything you need to know.
Oh, Rachel's here. Rachel loves Pioneer Valley Ska Fest. Rachel and I actually both went to Pioneer Valley Ska Fest last year, and we're in the same room most of the time and never met. But now she's on our podcast.
Wow.
Quite interesting.
How did you end up actually meeting?
She made some kind of joke about Jeff Davidson from Catch 22, and we found him. We thought it was really funny. So we were like, nobody has a comedian. We need a comedian. And we asked her, and she was on board. So now she's part of our team.
That's amazing. A ska median. That's
Comedian.
I have not heard that one. That's awesome.
Her first episode was with the band The Impossibles, and they were like, she did this whole skit. It was like 10, 15 minutes. It was supposed to be five, but it was hilarious. And they were just like, wow, do you always have an opener on your podcast? We're like, no, just for you. So
That's
she
amazing.
doesn't do a big skit like that anymore. I don't even know what's going on. Rachel, are you here? We're talking about you.
Blink if you can hear us.
Anyway, she get it, but she will pop in, so we'll just move on. And maybe she'll make us laugh soon.
Yeah, just having technical difficulties.
I'm
It's
gonna
fine.
pass it off to you, Janice, to get this started.
All right, yeah, I wanted to dig in a little bit to your musical background and just find out how you got started in music, what instruments you decided to start playing, who your first inspirations were, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I started like a lot of people. I started playing saxophone in the school band in junior high, right in middle school, and then I dropped that to play bass. I became a bass player. I was in summer camp, and there's a true story. I went to a summer camp where you could like sign up for different electives like every day. It was for alternative kids who didn't want as much structure, so we could sign up for whatever we wanted. And I signed up for rock shop, which I thought was like a geology course because it's summer camp, and I show up and it's a little trailer, and I opened it and like some smoke billows out, and there was these two hippie guys who were like, "Hey, we have a band. We need a bass player. You're gonna be our bass player. Come on in." And that changed my life. And so I started playing bass with those guys and started playing bass with my friends at home. And then I was a bass player in punk bands. I did a lot of traveling doing that. So it was a lot of um, punk influence and ska influence really early. And then I really, really fell in love with the blues and soul and a lot of like the 50s and 60s music and found like the first wave ska and that really spoke to me. And then I started to travel a lot. I used to hitchhike around, so I would travel around, and I started to learn to play guitar that way. And I was like writing kind of like not quite folk punk, but not quite western swing, like just like weird songs. But I always wanted to add horns kind of back in. That was kind of how having a horn band became really important to me.
You can never have too many horns. So
I agree.
that's great. When I was talking to Jess earlier, I went back and I listened to some of your older stuff, and I said it sounded like the Blues Brothers and Roky Erickson had a love child that they raised on musicals. That was.
I love that. That's great. We like to
I
say
mean,
it's
it's a
like,
huge compliment coming from me. Like, I don't.
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we used to say that it was like if Tom Waits fronted the B-52s with a horn section.
That,
Yes.
that works too.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. All right. Guys, I'm here. Everybody start over.
We
Fashionably late as always. Hot
didn't
Mess
make it very
Express.
far.
Perfect. Okay.
We only talked about Pioneer Valley and how we met you, and then we talked about his musical background, and I think you're not even up yet, so you're good. So just play along.
Make it till you make it. Hi. So
Hi.
sorry.
Yeah.
Nice to
So
meet
I'm
you.
You
curious.
too.
I'm curious, Harry, what other interests did you have growing up? And if it wasn't music, what would you be doing now, you think?
Oh, I was this w- I think other interests growing up. Well, I worked in stop motion animation for a while. I used to like to play with that as a kid, and then I worked in film for a while. And during the pandemic, I fell into working in stop motion animation, producing that, which was probably one of the coolest jobs I've ever had. And I would do both concurrently if there was more work in it available. But I worked for the Tiny Chef show, if you guys are familiar with the Tiny Chef
Oh,
on
I
Instagram,
love
the
the
little
Tiny
green.
Chef.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I worked with them. He was my boss, so I worked with him. Um, so I'd probably be doing that.
Can we pause for 1 second so I can say something? Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. I so appreciate that you're in a suit.
Oh, thanks.
That's so great. Oh, I appreciate a suit.
We did talk
Thank
about
you.
the suits, I will
Yeah,
say.
oh,
I'm
you
very
see?
happy for
I did miss something.
that. I think the question came up as actually the question didn't come up. He just started to explain why ska, and it was like, well, we were already wearing suits anyway, so
If you're wearing a suit, is there any other choice? Truly,
I
funeral or ska?
Yeah, right. Like, what's that line of cars doing, right? Or a New Orleans funeral with the horn section.
Oh, touche. Wild card option. Yeah. So I had to mention the suit. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank
Go
you.
back on.
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is a new coat. I got this one yesterday. We're supposed to shoot a
I can
video
tell. It looks
tonight.
fresh. It
Yeah,
looks fresh. Yeah.
thank you very much.
Did you say you're shooting a video tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna shoot a video tonight.
Oh,
Tonight. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
we get to come along with you for this.
Oh yeah. We were supposed to shoot earlier, and then we were gonna be there and do this then, but the earlier part got canceled. It's
Let's
been a
just
very
go live.
influx day.
Let's do it live for everybody to see.
Let's do it.
All right, we're waiting.
Behind the music, making of the video.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Bob's Big Boy and get milkshakes.
You did also miss him climbing a tree, Rachel. He was climbing a tree earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
in your background? Nice.
It's actually.
Wait, can
Probably open the window.
He was
I
trying
can't really
to escape from the
I was like,
police or something.
I was trying to boop squares, but mine's not as funny or fun. Okay. Sorry, I'm pulling up our.
It's Rachel's turn.
I was like, oh, it's probably my turn to talk. I talked when I wasn't
She's like,
supposed
no,
to.
what's this awkward silence?
I
Oh,
know,
it must be me.
It's always, yeah. Is there a problem? The problem is me. Am I supposed to hold on? I'm used to just saying what I want to say and not following the timeline.
This
Jess, where did you send that timeline? I'm just gonna hide for 1 second. I want to say what I want to say.
Say whatever you
Well,
want.
then say what you want to say. That's
Say what
fine
you want to
too.
say.
I want to say, do you remember the cartoon? It was animated, but also in comic book form called Dr. Katz.
Oh yeah, of course. Dr. Katz, professional therapist.
I am so happy to hear that because Janice, you know Dr. Katz, professional therapist.
Oh my God,
I feel like
I love that show.
I felt like I was one of like the 2 people who knew that show. It was so good.
Yeah, that's a classic. Squiggle Vision.
That's great. Just honestly, if I'm following the timeline, remind me where it's been a day.
You kind of want to know about the name, the band origins, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was missing a bigger question. Yeah, I totally want to know about where you got your name. I want to mention that pistachios are my favorite nut. And I did try to go find some in the cabinet as a bit to start with, and we only had peanuts. So yeah, tell us about the name.
So the name came from kind of a joke. It was years ago, and I was living in like a show space, in like a DIY show space in Brooklyn. I was living in the backyard where they would do shows in a little tent. And
Okay.
none of the bands, bands didn't want to ever open the show because nobody wanted to play when there weren't people there. So I would do like a short set to open shows. So I started doing that like at 4 or 5 nights a week. And I was doing the songs that I had written while busking. And this guy started sitting in with me playing drums. And then my friend Liz started sitting in with us playing trombone. And I think we were, drinking one night, and I think there was pistachios on the table, and we were all throwing them at each other. And so it came out, and we were like, oh, that feels good. So we went with that. And I always played in other bands, so Harry Katz and the Pistachios became kind of my side project. So I did it for a little while, and then I would stop, and then anytime someone would book me, I'd get a horn section, and we would like throw a show together. And it was never really that serious. And then even I took a bunch of years off of making music to be a filmmaker, and I didn't feel really connected to that community. There was a lot of good people, but it's a very difficult, especially in a freelance world. You get very, very close, and then everyone kind of leaves. And I was craving more community, so I went back to music, and I was like, I always had this project, Harry Katz and Pistachios, and I never really went for it.
Yeah.
And it always went really well when we did it. It was always like a real joy to do. So I was like, I'm going to do that and really stick with it. And then I have thought about changing the name, but a bunch of us have gotten pistachio tattoos.
Oh, yeah, you can't
And so
change it. Or you can and just have some really pissed off friends.
Yeah, I was telling someone, I was like, I was thinking about changing it. And he went, so I got a pistachio tattoo for nothing? And I was like, no, you're right. Let's keep it. See that? It's like a weird spot.
Oh, what is that? A ladybug? Oh, no, it's a pistachio. I'm joking.
Yeah. No.
I like it. I feel like it goes with your vibe. I like it.
Thank you.
Um, like I said, I like pistachios a lot. I have noticed though that pistachio was like the flavor of the month everywhere for a while. It was very exciting, and now it's lavender. I keep saying lavender. I miss the pistachio. Sick of
Oh,
lavender. I don't
we
want
got lavender
lavender.
chocolate now.
Yeah, lavender, lavender in the chai. I was like, oh man, the pistachio option's gone. But
Yeah, it was. It was. You get a
it was,
lot
it
of
had a good
texts from
run.
people of like, "Hey, check this out," and it's just like
I
a
was like,
pistachio flavored something.
Starbucks has
Awesome.
pistachio coffee.
We
Yeah.
used to put them out at the bar
Uh,
for shows, but then
that's
as we
fan.
played bigger venues with nut allergies, there's like more
Oh,
red tape, so we stopped. But I had a theory we would get these guys at the bar, like the older, like barfly kind of guys, and they would love the band and they'd be talking to you. And I realized because they were eating pistachios at the bar, that was like the most nutrients they had had at like 11 o'clock at night in a while. So they think they like the music, but they're actually just a little sober. And so they like feel
you're like,
amazing.
does my body have protein in it?
Yeah, like antioxidants. So I
I
miss that.
I thought you were gonna say that because of the bigger shows and it being a higher end nut, it was too expensive.
It is expensive, and actually, the
Especially if you're getting
pistachio,
them shelled.
yeah,
Yeah.
pistachio industry in California is quite very Chinatown-esque. Not a good scene in
Oh,
Central California. A lot of
okay.
water stealing and all this
Oh,
kind of
I
stuff.
say almond,
Very political. Yeah.
almond. I feel like almonds have been political for a while too. Or pistachios late to the game?
They've been keeping it under wraps.
That's what I feel
Keeping it
like. It
under
was,
wraps.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't hear about the pistachios. Almonds,
Hmm.
I've heard. AI, I've heard with the what.
Yeah. The Resnicks. You could look up the Resnicks. Not, I don't know if I'm allowed to say their names, but it just did. So.
Too late now. No editing.
Hmm. No
Uh,
editing allowed.
There's
um,
nobody blocking that out. No, they're not sponsoring this. We
no.
could say what we want.
We can say it's,
Oh, we are open to any sponsors. Anybody who wants to sponsor our podcast, shout.
yeah,
I
any
was at
pistachio companies.
I was at a for a job I was doing. I was at the Natural Foods Expo, and we were looking
Ooh.
for sponsors, going to all the different brands. And I was like, well, a little side quest, like if I see a pistachio vendor, and I'll remember like some of these booths are so elaborate and so beautiful, and the pistachio vendor was a folding table, no tablecloth or nothing. This guy looked so sad. I was like, we're not getting a sponsor out of this. It's not happening.
Ooh, I had pistachio chocolate recently too. That was delicious too. I don't mean to make this all about the nuts. I'm sorry. To go along with what Janice was saying, we were talking. We are like, I was listening, listening to all your different songs, and I couldn't like. It's hard to pinpoint. I'm like, wait, it sounds like this. It sounds like this. No, it sounds like it has this kind of. I just heard all these different influences in your music. I might be stealing someone's question.
Oh, well, he's not here. Well, technically, it's Janice's question, but
Go for it. It's fine.
No,
yeah,
no,
we have
There's no
no.
another
rules.
host.
No rules.
We do have another host named Bo who likes to like make sandwiches on our episodes. Do you want to talk about that, Rachel?
Wait, what? What'd you say?
Are you making a sandwich? Are you making a Harry Katz and a pistachio sandwich?
Oh, yes, we're making a Harry Katz pistachio sandwich. So, Janice, I feel like you're gonna word that better. Take over. I'm better at freelancing.
You've already put it out there. It's fine.
I've never even asked
No,
this
I just
question,
put
but
out
I'll
some
try.
words. I put out some words like sandwich and influence. So,
I'm very
So
interested in
basically,
this
like
question.
for someone who has not heard your music, tell them what they can expect if they were eating a Harry Katz and a pistachio sandwich. What is the bread? What are the condiments? What is the filling of the music for the sandwich? Like,
Okay,
I think Bo asked this question better than me. I'm done.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
make us a sandwich.
The, I, this is gonna be a silly question. Am I saying like different foods, Or am I saying
No,
different influences that make the
different
sandwich?
influences. The
Because I was gonna
influences
be like,
are
I'm this kind of pastrami sandwich with this
Yeah.
kind of bread.
I'm interested in the food actually. Let's do a little twist.
yeah, maybe
Both
we should
ways,
do
both
both.
ways.
There's
Yeah,
pickles on
both.
there.
So first tell us your sound with all your influences, and then tell us what type of sandwich you like to eat. Why not?
Okay. Um, okay, so from influences, I'm trying to imagine how to make it like a sandwich. Um,
Like,
I
what's the meat? Like, what's the meat would be the heaviest, right? Tofu, whatever.
yeah, no.
Biggest influence.
Um, Let me think about this. So, our biggest influence. Sorry, I'm. Let me think about this. Um, I've been really. I think the Slackers were really, really formative for us.
Nice.
As like growing up in New York and kind of the moon ska kind of scene. I think for me, I always get really inspired by the blues. There's the BB King
Yeah.
stuff live at Regal. It's like his big 10-piece band. Um, so that's really, really inspiring to me, sound wise. And and then I think like the kind of nexus of like the Tom Waits, the Leonard Cohens, kind of that poetic side is a big, big inspiration to me. And um, coming up on like garage rock, the White Stripes, and like a modern interpretation of the blues. And then other pieces like, the Johnny Otis band where he had all these like it was like a big band that was very collaborative and all the singers kind of had their own careers in their own right. That's a big inspiration. Um, I think when I think about like making music with the band, there's so many people in the band and so many people have we all have very wildly different influences. It actually causes some clashes sometimes. We have to be pretty specific about things because people kind of go
Is it?
and
It's 10 people, right?
it's like 7 to 10, yeah. Um, and for there's some people that come in and out, but there's a core of like 4 or 5 of us who have really working on it all the time, and everyone has these really different influences. So I get really inspired by like the process of it. So like I like to write, um, like I write all kinds of stuff, but the pistachios is kind of my it's like it's just like exciting. I'm really into like the idea of like a parade. This is the second time I'm talking about like a parade. Um, and like that kind of performance, like really exuberant, like really like throwing such a great party. Um, and like channeling that kind of exuberant emotion. So we kind of pull from all of our influences to create that moment together. I'm really into, if you're familiar with Bloodshot Bill, is like a rockabilly guy who makes all kinds of weird noises and sounds. You can't even understand what he's saying. And I'm like hugely inspired by like Howlin' Wolf. So kind of these like very unique voice, these kind of blues shouters. Um, and then what do we say? The Blues Brothers, right? I mean, that was one of the early influences. I love a lot of those rock and roll movies. Um, and so like, you know, discovering that the people in the Blues Brothers band were actually playing on all those records from the 50s and 60s kind of like blew my mind. I was like, oh, this is not just a joke, right? Like this is so real in that way. So I don't know what kind of sandwich that is. um,
It's a little bit of everything. It's a what
Sounds
do you
like a New
call
York
it?
sandwich, a New York sandwich. Like a
It's
good New
definitely
York Jewish
a,
deli.
a smorgasbord sandwich.
Like,
Um,
so what,
there was one song where I was like, I feel like I'm in little a shop of horrors a little bit, the Broadway play where I like felt like I could hear like, you know, the three women I thought I heard all singing like together at once where and take that as a compliment. I happen to
Oh yeah,
love those kind of musicals. So
I love Little Shop. We always one of my big plans is one day for Halloween for the band to do Little Shop of Horrors, and I want to make a giant pistachio for the plant.
Oh
oh
my God. That would be
that
amazing.
So
that is I didn't even get that visual. Yeah, that goes. You
yeah,
could pretty much not even change it and it would still look like a
it,
pistachio plant.
exactly. It would be great, and just like make a puppet. I was a puppeteer for a long time, as well. So like incorporating that. Yeah, very theatrical. We
I
like to
love
have
it.
props. We have a lot of props. I've tried a lot of different props.
Oh,
Some things work, some things don't. I really want to do even more of that, but it's a lot of work to kind of upgrade what you're doing. So,
may I suggest a little pocket sound machine? That works wonders in my life.
you and this sound machine, Rachel.
what is a sound machine? A pocket
It's
sound machine?
well, first of all, I got a thrift shop for like 50 cents, new in its package, and I don't have it with me because it's in my car console because I apparently need it every and like it has like the clap, the boo, the
Oh,
fart, the burp, like and with the perfect timing, you're gonna bring someone a lot of joy.
that's
Uh
amazing.
some people don't appreciate it as much as others. Um I recently brought it out with me on a first date and like he said something very bold and proud of himself and I was like clap clap clap. Maybe he didn't appreciate it as much. Next day at yoga, forgot to take it out of my purse. I was already late to class. I was a mess and leaving. I'm leaving. You just hear boo. And like, I'm like, it's the sound machine. It's in my purse. I had a date. Like, that would explain absolutely anything to any of them. And they're like, there is no namaste with this woman. Get her out. And then I just fart and left.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better to know up front, right? Right, Rachel?
yeah.
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 We'll
It is
be
fun though.
on the East Coast tour. We're going to be unveiling a brand new puppet. We start the show with what we call the Pistachio Pledge, and it's led by a puppet. And every show we get somebody else to puppeteer it. So we pull somebody from the audience.
Oh.
Usually you've seen the show before, and we're like, okay, it's your turn to do this. But our friend Liz is making a really special pistachio puppet that's going to be. Last year for the tour, we realized we forgot the puppets, so we wanted to build one on a budget, and so we went to a laundromat across the street from the gig and asked if they had any socks that people just left, and so we got a fresh,
That is
clean
a
sock,
budget.
and
Yeah.
then we bought some ping pong balls and we made a puppet for that tour.
Hannah, you found another sock puppet band. How do you
That's
feel?
amazing.
I know, right? I'm like, I got to interview a band with my sock puppet once, and it was like one of the highlights of my life. So,
That's
I feel
awesome.
like puppets are making a comeback. Yeah, I don't know. In my life recently, I feel like I'm seeing puppets. Maybe I need a puppet. Maybe I need something new. Um, did we talk about upcoming shows, releases?
No, but we can if you want.
I'm not the boss.
I mean, there's no boss here. We're just
Okay. I thought the puppet was in charge. Well, I know you guys already mentioned Pioneer Valley. Is that something you're going to, Harry?
No, I won't
Even
make it
as
out to that.
okay.
no. The reason we talked about that is because Eric 413 Ska is the one that introduced us to each other.
Oh,
So
okay.
Harry Katz and the Pistachios is going to be playing a show on June 6th, I do believe, up in
Mm-hmm.
Massachusetts. But
Everything is June 6th.
oh, is there
A lot
like
of overlap. There's I mean, I'm in the Hudson Valley in New York, and there's a show that looks great going on. I'm volunteering with Special Olympics up in Utica,
Mm.
and and now and now Harry and Harry Katz and the Pistachios I'm gonna miss.
Well, we're at the Falcon in Marlboro
Shut up.
on the 28th.
Oh, you
That's the
are?
first show. Yeah.
That's right by me.
Oh,
Yeah, come by.
Amazing. I will. I absolutely will. It's a nice venue. If you
Yeah.
haven't been, yeah,
That's our second time playing there.
you'll
We're
be
playing.
there again. Awesome. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Now
so
I
that
don't
place
have.
is great. And then the 30th, we're at Otto Shrunken Head in New York City.
Oh,
Yeah, there's been some great shows there lately.
Yeah, this guy does a show called Get Weird. And it's
Okay.
last
You got the
Saturday.
puppets. It goes. Yeah,
We're gonna
cool.
definitely get weird for that one. And then we're doing Connecticut ska. We're doing Scottish Daves.
Oh, okay. I'm obsessed. That's
That's
all
what
yeah,
I've
I
that's
been
like
talk
a
hearing.
bucket
about.
list. I want to make it to a show there so bad.
did you see like the Abrupters were like sharing pictures with the swords outside? I didn't even know they were allowed to like leave the building.
You could do whatever you
I'm so
want at
jealous
Scottish
of the
Jays,
kids.
actually.
Oh my
Can you
God.
bring
Every
your
time
own
I mention
sword?
Scottish Daves,
Probably.
people like
But
light up.
I haven't even been there. I'm vicariously lighting up. It's the only question I had for every band we interviewed at the festival. I'm like, have you been to Scottish Days? I'm going there as my birthday celebration. I'm going to make the trek because who's going to be there? Someone that I think, I forget, but someone on July 11th will be there. And when will you be there?
I'm gonna be there May 31st.
Oh, this month.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I'll have to write down.
And then June 1st, we're in Jersey at the Wonder Bar.
That is accessible to Janice and I.
Yeah.
So maybe
Is that between us, ladies?
yeah, it is. It's in Asbury Park.
Asbury Park.
It's not too much further south from New York, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a Monday. It's like a local band night, I guess, called Happy Mondays. We know a label in New York called Mint 400, and he helped connect the dots for that
Nice.
one. And then
That's a nice size venue, right?
that's what I hear.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know exactly
Yeah.
what the capacity is, but
Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago. That's where I saw the Ergs like less than a month ago. It's a nice place. It's good.
Awesome.
You're like right at the beach, so it's cool.
Oh, I like that. We'll go
Yeah.
early.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been playing in this band together?
Going on since about 2018, this kind of iteration of the Pistachios really kicked off, where me and the
Okay.
drummer got together and started working on this. That's kind of when it started.
Very cool because just the few shows you named are just great venues and places and
We got really lucky. I've been working for a long time, like building up this thing in Los Angeles, and doing it not in your hometown is like really difficult. And I got really lucky. I fell in with a group of people from LA and just got to really meet a lot of people. And it's my buddy and manager, Mike, he was like, let's do some more ska. And actually, our song 80 Proof, he helped produce because our other friend, who's this amazing Americana artist, Gilbert Louis Ray, had written this song and was like, oh, I wonder, like we were talking about it. And so we were like, oh, we'll take this unreleased song of yours and we'll do a ska version of it. And then Mike brought in a producer and we did that. And the producer was like, well, let's do 2 songs. And so Similarities, which is coming out next week, was the other kind of ska song I had that was something that I had written, and so we ended up recording both. But
did you always have kind of the thought of ska in the back of your find as something, that you loved or maybe would want to incorporate into what you were already doing?
Yeah, I mentioned that before where we did a show in New York and someone came up to me after and they were like, "Oh, I get it. Secret ska." And I was like, and I realized that the only person it was a secret to was me. And so I started to really embrace it and
The
get really
name, the,
inspired.
the name, I feel like to me screams ska, but it
Yeah,
also does. But I also can see it as a rockabilly. Rock. Yeah, I can see it as
well,
all the above, I think.
I think for me, it's like I've been trying to find like our spiritual home because
Hmm.
as you can hear, I have so many different influences, and you know, wearing the suit and stuff, it's like, okay, well, do I work in the rockabilly world? But the rockabilly world is
Oh.
they're very particular. Like a lot of the like trad kind of genre people
Hmm.
very want it exactly a certain way. And so like we kind of been going into all these different communities and seeing who kind of gets us and the ska community and like especially the third wave community is just like,
Hmm.
oh, we love you, you, and they're like,
Yeah.
you don't have to change who you are, like we love you for what you're doing, and that's been really amazing. And then I've just been going with the band. We've just been going to ska shows all the time, and so we all been writing together, and we're all like, let's just do more of it. Just feels so right.
Because it's so happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
It
Well,
sounds,
if
is it always? No. It sounds happy.
it's not,
It sounds
yeah,
happy. Yeah,
it
it always
sounds
sounds happy.
happy.
Um, like your sound is very unique, and it's always good when you can bring something like that to the table. The only band that I thought about when thinking of you with the Ska EP coming up was the Write Ups. Have you heard of them?
No, I don't know the
No.
write-ups.
They're the
I
only band
like the
that like
write-ups.
I could somewhat connect you with, like with the I don't know the sound they're bringing to the table. So check them out.
Yeah, I
I,
will.
I like them. I
Not
like them a
exactly
lot.
all. Yeah. We just had them play the This Is Not Corn Fest after party, and they're amazing.
That's awesome. I will
Yeah.
definitely check them out.
They're out of Flint, Michigan. But they also have like that old time vibe to them, you know?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very cool.
And if we learned anything from the Flintstones and the Jetsons, there's nothing better than a crossover. I like the mix up.
yeah.
I love a good crossover episode. So good.
So do we want to jump into some inspiration behind some of your songs?
Sure.
We can rip through the new EP. That's what I had planned, but we know that that's so weird. The write-ups just mentioned me in a comment.
Oh, really?
That's a
They're
sign
like,
where
we
they're
felt
watching.
we felt like you were saying something nice
Maybe they're
about us.
listening.
I think that means Eric's here for some reason. I do. Anyway, Eric is our
Mhm.
he was a co-host on our podcast and he passed away in the past few months recently.
No, I'm
And
really sorry to hear
yeah,
that.
it was very unexpected, but I'm channeling that as a sign for some reason. Anyway, we had planned to talk about the four songs on your EP, but two of them are not released yet. So if you're okay with jumping into the inspiration behind each one of those, fine. If not, we can bring in some of the old songs.
I'm cool to talk about the new EP. Um,
So what the first song released was what, 80 proof?
was 80 Proof, which was written by my friend Gilbert Louis Ray. So he wrote that one, and then I arranged it with the band.
Okay.
And that one, he writes a lot of songs about forlorn love and drinking. Um,
Cheers.
Hmm.
I like it already.
And then the other release which I did write was Yonkers. And so um this goes into, your what you said about ska sounding fun. Um Last year, maybe it's longer now. My dad had to my dad had a rough couple years, kind of like just a rough couple years, just kept taking some hits. And he's good now, but we had to sell the apartment that I grew up in and that he had for a long time. And um, we were packing up stuff, and I found these like 3 giant boxes full of photos, like from a time period. I must have been 10, and like he was. I think with your parents, there's like a real mentality switch. I don't have kids, so I'm sure it's different when also you have kids when you think about your parents. But when you start being the age that you can remember them at, there's like a switch. It's like I remember my dad when he was 40, right? Like when he was 38, 39, 40. And so like looking through these photos of him at my age now or even younger than me and seeing this, and it's like that was such a common thing to have these big boxes of photos. Now we have these like, thousands of photos on our phone that we don't look at, and instead you used to have a storage space filled with photos that you don't look at. And
1,000. I have 40,000.
oh my God. I probably have something like that. I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You got the good storage space.
Yeah, I pay for it.
But I was writing a lot then, kind of processing that, and I wrote a handful of songs, and that one really struck. The "There's No Joy in Yonkers" line came out separately. My mom was having a heart surgery, and when she was healing from like the anesthesia and stuff afterwards, she said something like that, like kind of like a little loopy. It was like, there's no joy here. And it was like something like that. And I was like, that's too good. And I was like, I have to add this into a song. And so that's where that line came from.
There's some great stuff that comes from waking up from anesthesia.
But that might be the first time I've heard it used as a song inspiration. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, nothing that came out of my mouth would have been, well, maybe.
Maybe if a songwriter was listening to you.
Yeah, it would have to be some dirty rap, actually, everything that last time I woke up.
That's hilarious.
I remember being put like down, and they asked me what I wanted to listen to, and I was like, oh, if they're asking me this, they must be fucking dying, right? But back then I chose Sublime, and I'm sitting there and there's all these doctors over me, and it's really fuzzy, and it was I smoked 2 joints in a
That's really funny.
Yeah. That was after giving birth, and I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm here.
that trauma story.
That's scary.
I love that we're like, Scott's so happy.
Why
Let's
are we
share some
talking about
trauma.
Yeah.
Speaking of trauma,
Let's have trauma of each other. Oh, you have parents? That's nice, Harry. What's involved parents? Like, no, I'm just, I mean, I'm not joking, but I'm not making fun of you.
we should probably go back to the inspiration behind the songs.
Yes.
I think everybody left.
Sorry.
We got serious with everyone.
No.
That's not what everyone wants to hear about. And then Similarities is the coming out next week, and that song was written about. It was inspired by a time I went to Italy. I was a sociology student in college, and a professor of mine recommended me to go to this. She got me this scholarship to this like political camp at a like Protestant communist commune thing. It was like very like communist and left leaning and open, but also like kind of churchy. It was weird.
Perfect for cats, right? They probably were just like, yeah.
They loved me. It was great. It was a complicated thing. It was, there's no locks on the doors. It's like a little culty. It was like a very interesting experience, but a really great experience.
You're free to leave. There's not locks. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, something like that. And I went 2 years in a row to it, and it was just like such a crazy experience. You meet all these people, and there was kind of that kind of inspired. That's kind of the time period I wrote that song in. And then
You were drinking the ska Kool-Aid. I was trying to make ska and Kool-Aid go together. It was in my head. It was going to really flow, and then it didn't. I apologize.
Ska Kool-Aid.
Ska Kool. Oh, you did it. Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
Something.
You got it.
You had it too, Rachel. You just won't admit it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just doing like a little pep.
And the last one is a really interesting story. There's a section of it that towards the end on Who's Coming Home. I was in a band with a woman, and an old boyfriend of hers from college reappeared in her life. He like called her up, and he had been in a coma for 7 years, like since like they had dated essentially, like, and had woken up and was like, I'm still in love with you. And he was like pretty rich, so she was like, well, let's see where this goes, you know. And they like dated for a little while, and it did not work out. But I just was so like, I just think that's such a crazy thing to like be like, hey, nothing has changed for me in these 7 years. And I think we were in our early 30s, and I think that sometimes people in their early 30s are like, it's easier to like look into the past than in the future, and they're like, oh well, we had this chemistry, maybe this is my chance to like be with someone that I, you know, and it did not, you know, but that's a big part of the inspiration behind that song. It's like about like kind of being in this dream state and then coming back and trying to pick up a love where you left off.
I'm calling bullshit. I think he lied. I think he was out.
No coma.
And then came up with this crazy enough to believe story of being like, I've been at like, I'm pretty sure I saw that movie with Ray Romano.
Right? I think I saw that movie too.
The Big Sick.
That is too funny.
Kudos to him, and it gave an awesome song.
That's so funny.
It's like, joke's on you.
I mean, the Hallmark Channel has taught us that things like that should just organically work out. That's how life should be. But, you know, in reality, it's never that way. It's never that easy.
No, it's definitely not.
Oh, that's really funny. If that is true, that's really still funny.
Huh. Yeah, it's like totally unbelievable.
Well, me and Jess both like to deep dive into things that aren't really important at all at 1 a.m. So we'll get on that tonight, Jess.
Do we?
We're gonna deep dive if that story is true or not.
I mean, I just walked back to you saying that, so I don't know what I missed, but Mike said it was wild.
Oh,
Mike from Mega Infinity is in the chat and said it was wild, whatever I missed.
Yeah, that he was. Now it's my story.
Let's go. Let's hear it. You've seen the movie.
He was in a
You're gonna tell me at 1 a.m.
with a woman. No, we have to deep dive at 1 a.m. when we're supposed to be sleeping. That really does happen. We're like, what do you have? I'm gonna go on the local news to see if I can find the name. He was in a band with a woman who had ex-boyfriend had showed up after 7 years.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay.
Out of a coma, and was like, nothing's ever changed. I love you, blah, blah, blah. It didn't work out, of course. But I called bullshit. I said, I don't believe him, the guy. And he just came up with an epic story and got the girl back. And that he was just probably living a crazy life for 7 years and got it out of his system. But I'll find out. I'll find out and get back to you here.
Sorry,
at the Falcon, I'll let you know.
Sorry I haven't called you, babe. I've been in a coma. You're not going to believe this.
I'm going to start saying that for everything. When I'm just like 30 minutes late to the doctor. I was in a coma. I'm sorry. I feel the same.
You're going to tell your doctor that. They're going to worry about you.
No, they won't. They'll be like, you look fine. Your labs are normal. Go. All my autoimmune people
This
will
was
get
the
that
last
joke.
song on the EP that we were talking about. That's what it was about.
Yeah, that's one of the
Oh,
songs on the EP.
hold on. I forget what it was called.
That one's Who's Coming Home.
Who's
Who's coming
coming
home?
home?
Okay. I got to listen to it again now, knowing what it's about, you know? Should we play it? Oh, we can't play it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh.
damn it. We can't play it.
Oh, right.
Okay. We'll play it at 1 in the morning, Rachel.
Perfect. No, don't let me stay up to 1 in the morning.
Okay.
I think we're back to Rachel.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I'm like,
we are
Rachel
back to
hasn't
Rachel.
shut up, but we're back to me. Okay.
all
I'm still on the coma thing. That's okay though.
I might try that. Like,
No,
who's
I'm gonna
gonna
use
hurt
it
you?
all
Like,
the
who's-
time.
Is that a helicopter like in Hollywood right now?
Oh, yes. Here, hold on. Let me climb this tree real quick.
I get this. I get this guy. I get this guy.
Kind of funny because like helicopters are out like looking for people or accidents, or is this people taking like touristy helicopter rides? Like what's happening right now?
Oh, it's either the police or the traffic news.
Okay,
Or maybe hospitals, but it's probably the LAPD circling.
got it. Makes sense.
What was
Yeah.
the last song we were talking about?
Who's Coming Home?
Who's coming
Who's
home?
coming home? Okay. So Eric, who Jess was just talking about, who we all are missing a great deal and still trying to keep him part of this podcast. His favorite question was always to ask for a crazy, hilarious or traumatic, some crazy concert or tour story that you might have.
He really liked trauma.
He did always say trauma. I was trying to lighten it because we did trauma, so I was giving an option.
A trauma story from
Or
tour?
like embarrassing, or like just a good story if you have one.
Tell us an off the wall tour story.
Let's think about the old days of tour.
Before you had a suit and tie.
Before you ska band.
That is true. I mean, the first thought that comes to mind is not a tour story from my band, but a puppeteering tour story. Does that count?
We'll take that. Yeah, we'll take- We've never heard one of them. We'll take it.
No, yeah.
So it's actually in, I think, Northampton. It's at Look Park in Northampton, Massachusetts. And we were at a hot air balloon festival doing our puppeteering and like giant puppets. And the weather was no good, so the balloons weren't going up. So there was some concert going on in the park. And so we got all the people from this festival, like from this hot air balloon festival, into like costumes and makeup and props. And we started drumming and we started a parade and we just paraded past the ticket booth, like into the concert. And everyone was like, come on in. And we all like got on stage, and it turned out it was Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings and Soul Live. And we were like on stage. I was dressed like a griffin. I was probably on drugs at the time. And I had these beautiful wings. And I was on stage just dancing and skanking and partying. And I'll never forget that there was a guy there with his 2 young daughters. And he was like, girls, what did we learn today? They were like, what? And she was like, that he said, if you put on a fun costume and start a parade, you can get into concerts for free. And I love that that's their life lesson. Like, that's a great life lesson.
I love that you probably just thought you had a beautiful griffin costume on, and you just probably had like a lampshade and a tablecloth. If you're like, you were on drugs, like that's right. You were imagining, and really, you were like,
You're calling
skanking,
bullshit
which
on the
is
whole
like,
story. We didn't even get in.
bullshit
Prove it.
I'll fact check that later.
Um,
That
Tram-
I love
Traumatic.
with Jess.
Yeah. You could look up Waking Dream was the
Yeah,
name of the puppet.
that checks out to me calling bullshit.
Yeah, you
The
can look up
beautiful
that.
Griffin costume.
Yeah, wakingdream.org.
That's really funny.
And then I think somewhat traumatic, not traumatic, but a tour story where we got into a fight as a band. We played at Scoots Inn in Austin with my punk band, and nobody was there. It was the bouncer and the bartender, and there was on the opposite side of the room was a TV playing The Office, and they were both facing away from us watching The Office as we played. And
Where were the
so
other bands?
I hopped on this tour because two of the bass player and the drummer of the tour, the guitar player, really great guy, but was getting very neurotic on the road, and so the guitar player and or the drummer and bass player had left, and he um had called me and was like, I had played with him sometimes, and he was like, hey, where are you? And I was like, I'm in California right now. He's like, do you want to meet me in Kansas and finish this tour? And I remember I was with a buddy of mine, and my friend did not really play drums, and I was like, oh, I'm with a drummer, we'll come out right now. And we like went out on tour, and he had to like learn to play drums on the way. So we were on this like very silly tour that I had no part in planning. And so I was not the singer in the band, and nobody was at the show, and I sang every lyric of every song along with the singer. I just like went crazy and just like had fun. And he was like, hey, how come you ruined our set? Like, you sang everything. And I was like, nobody was there. And we got into this big fight over it. I was just like, I don't understand. And I get it. Like, in retrospect, I was probably being really obnoxious. Like, I was probably not the most, you know what I mean? Like, I was probably so I'll take credit for that. But at the time,
But if nobody was there, then nobody heard it, right?
I agree with that. Absolutely.
Like the trade of ours thing, yeah.
So that turned into a big band fight.
Did we already talk about you transitioning from a bass player to a singer and why? Like how that happened?
Um, I don't think we talked about it specifically. That's when I started hitchhiking around and traveling, and I was like busking a lot. And so I was traveling at first with one of my guitar players, and then he took off. And so I could not busk playing bass on my own. So I got a guitar with 4 strings and started writing and playing.
How many instruments can you play?
Um, just a couple. The piano a little bit,
Yeah.
the guitar, the bass, a little bit of saxophone. That's really it. I mean, I could do like the xylophone and that kind
Oh,
of
just
stuff.
a couple.
You know, not like really the xylophone, but like I understand. You know, it's kind
The
of like a
walking
piano.
accordion.
I wish.
That's great.
I see a hi mom in the chat. Is that your daughter, Rachel?
Let's see. She just got home from
Molly?
Yeah, that's my baby. She just got home from
She's watching you.
she like literally just walked in the door an hour ago from Massachusetts. She goes to UMass, right by Northampton, and right a few minutes from Pioneer Fest, where she joined me, but just stayed in the hotel smoking the whole time. I think that's that's why I was by myself pretty much, except those few strangers. And Brian from the Ghost Stones is probably the only person I talked to that whole festival.
Well, it'll all be different this year.
I know. I was thinking about that. I was looking at old pictures, and I was like with strangers who I made, quick friends with. And I was like, it's going to be so different this year. Yeah. Well, you won't be there, Harry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Wish you were.
Me too.
With your puppets. They still seem like a great time.
Have you guys ever gotten to play any fun festivals?
We haven't done a ton of festivals, no. What do? We did last year, we did Ventura Nationals. It's a big like car show festival in Ventura. That was a lot of fun.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and we did the High Rollers scooter rally in Vegas
Ooh.
this year. Was a really fun festival as well.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. The whole scooter scene,
What kind of scooter?
like Vespas.
It's like Vespa
Okay.
gangs. I totally
Yeah,
want to
that's a
join a
big.
Vespa gang.
Nerd gangs. I love it.
They're very posh. I thought they would be a little nerdier, but
Yeah,
they were
it
very
probably
posh.
depends where you are. Like if you're in like Florida, not so much fun. But if you're wearing a suit on one somewhere else, posh. I also think I'm thinking of a scene from like Clueless or something. But what's my speaking of Molly, she's actually that's the only time I've seen a performance at the Falcon. Molly performed there with her when she was in a music school of in Falcon and Marlboro.
That's awesome. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Falcons are such a cool place.
Yeah, that was a cool place. That was a while ago. Well, I'll definitely be there. That's exciting.
Yeah, if everybody else doesn't know, the Falcon does free shows, but they like encourage donations. They encourage like a $30 donation,
Yes,
and
I
they
do
serve food,
remember
and
that.
people are kind of go in knowing that that's the deal, and
Hmm.
and we made decent money going there last year. We played with one other band and we split it two ways, and I was shocked to see how much came in from a suggested donation.
You
But
should be
it's
because I'm just slipping in enough for one person. I come in with my family of five.
but it's nice that
No, that's great.
that environment exists where like we
Hmm.
on tour can play a free show in the area and still know that we'll be taken care of.
Yeah,
So it's a
that's
really cool
great.
setup.
Where is this at?
In Marlboro, it's like an hour south of me, and I'm an hour south of Albany. I'm trying to think of like an hour and a half north of the city.
Of New York.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It depends on the direction. Maybe 2.5 hours for me. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'd say so.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I think that's
come,
about
slumber
right.
party.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
They have good food too.
Yeah, I feel like I got like a Greek platter, like just as a meal though, like even as an appetizer, but
Hmm.
hummus plate.
Sounds pretty good.
I know, no memory. I'm like, let me tell you what I had at that place 4 years ago. So you're shooting a video tonight, and are you shooting it? Where did you say?
We're gonna go to Bob's Big Boy.
Bob's Big Boy. Nice.
Wait, you're shooting a video at Bob's Big Boy.
Well, we're gonna guerrilla shoot it. We were supposed to have a classic car this afternoon, but it fell through, and so we're just gonna go do some classic LA stuff.
Huh.
I like it.
I think we're gonna lean into the David Lynch thing. We might go to Mulholland Drive as well, and just like
Nice.
make it weird.
Always make it weird.
Definitely.
So are we wrapping this up with some
You're
categories, Janice? Is that what we're doing right now?
Sure. I was going to say, speaking of weird, I like to play a game called SKAgazine, where I ask a speed round of ridiculous questions. I usually have cards that I like deal from a deck, but I have misplaced them. So I'm just going to deal cards from my brain and ask questions and see what we come up with. So first question is, do you remember the very first concert you ever went to, and like how old were
Oh.
you?
Yeah, I was thinking. I'll mention two if that's okay. I saw Weird
Sure.
Al. Incredible show.
He's like the love of my life. So
That was
Uh,
maybe the best live performance show I've been to as well. My kid's first concert, I took them to.
Yeah,
I
he's
missed it. Who
The
was it?
costume changes.
Weird Al.
Oh,
Weird Al.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. And then a very early concert where I think it was the first place I like saw cool people like dancing, I actually saw No Doubt play at Jones Beach, and the band Lit
Ah,
opened for them. It was right after Return to Saturn came out, so she had the purple hair and did push-ups on stage and stuff. But that was I remember people dancing kind of like, and I was like, oh, I was with my brother and my sister and my dad, and I remember I was the only one who got up and danced.
A friend of mine just saw them at the Spear this weekend and was sending me videos and pictures, and I was really jealous.
Well, I heard that the whole vibe of the show is very early
Yeah.
Anaheim
Mhm.
stuff, which I think is
Yeah.
very cool. That's what made me think of that too. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Good stuff.
I mean, that's a very cool, like, first show. That's very impressive. I could see that getting you hooked big time.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay, next question. If you could play any venue, anywhere in the world, or fictional, which would you pick?
Oh, because it's a speed round, Red Rocks.
Red Rocks, that's a good one. That one comes up a lot. That's like, I just want to go see a show there because it looks so amazing. So amazing. Okay, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
That I could pull a Murphy bed out of any wall.
Wow, that's really good on the fly.
That, no, he has that. He's thinking about that more often than just now.
Every time I wish I
That
could
is
just lay
well
down.
thought out.
Okay.
Otherwise, flying, right? Flying would be amazing.
Yeah.
I liked your first answer better.
Thanks.
Speaking of that, what's the weirdest place you've ever woken up?
I was in the Murphy bed that I pulled out of the wall. It closed up.
The weirdest place I've ever woken up, in a dog park in New Orleans.
He's going to leave it just at that. No further questions. I'm his lawyer.
Were you laying in dog shit? Were you whatever?
He was in a Murphy bed at the dog park.
No further questions.
And he had his falcon wings on and his puppet. That's all we're gonna say.
Write a ska song about it, please.
Actually, that leads me to my next question: dogs or cats? But I feel like I might already know the answer to that.
Oh, I've become a cat person.
Oh, okay. Were you at the dog park with a dog?
No, I was not.
Well, let's normalize being at dog parks without dogs, first of all. Okay.
Listen, I'm planning a dog prom at work, so we don't need to normalize anything. Let's just be weird. It's
That's
fine.
fair, Janice. None of my dogs got an invite, but that's okay.
I
Dog
just sent
prom.
them out.
They're in the doggy mail.
Wait, I know I have more. Okay. If you could collaborate with any artist anywhere, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh, that's a cool question. Who would I want to
He's like Weird Al.
Yeah, I mean, Weird Al doing a parody of one of my songs. I mean, that's a bucket list item, right?
That's like the ultimate honor.
Wolf, there's so many people who I would want to collaborate with. I don't have a speed round answer for this.
That's okay. You could throw out more than one. You don't have to limit. You can say it's going to be like, a group. You're doing like Farm Aid.
But who's the first person that came to your mind? Somebody came to your mind before anyone else.
Yeah, someone like Jack White. I really grew up just loving what he does and his approach to things and what he did with Third Man and how many bands he's put on. So that's what came to mind first.
There you go.
I love him. He's a very cool and interesting person. Lots of great music. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that for our speed round.
I do want to ask, he just wiped the sweat off his brow.
Right.
For our listeners, are there any bands or artists you've been listening to, maybe one or two that you think more people should know about that don't?
Oh, I'm playing
It
with some
doesn't have to be
bands this
so.
summer out of LA, Calypso's Curse.
Oh
You guys know
yeah, I know them.
Yeah, Shane is a saint and is doing such amazing work, and Calypso's Curse is really, really good. That's really awesome. And then we're also playing with a band called Too Much Fun Club. And
Ooh.
Too Much Fun Club, um, Joel, the singer of that band, has a similar kind of growly voice as me. Joel has a band called Hurt Hawks that is like kind of like my wife and I started a punk band for a show or two, and we like played a very serious punk show with him. And he uses backing tracks, and he'll like perform. And he does this like very punk, like kind of chip tune, detuned version of Margaritaville,
Hmm.
and people like mosh around him in a circle. It's like one of the most like insane things I've ever seen. Um, so I would definitely shout those guys out. And then I've been listening to a lot of Chris Murray. Do you guys know Chris Murray?
Oh, wait, what is
He's a ska guy. He used to
that?
run the
Sounds
Blue Beat
very
Lounge in.
familiar.
Hello. We got a
Oh.
guest. Um, but we put out on social media, and we're gonna record a longer version of a cover of the Chris Murray song "Michael and Anne." But his stuff is so great, and he's like also a guy who's like been putting in work in the communities in LA since the 90s and 2000s and stuff. So like I just got to meet him. So that was really cool.
Pretty cool. I feel like I
Nice.
just heard his name, but I don't remember what.
I
I
feel
like.
like I just heard that name too. Yeah. And
I don't know. Is he like with Supernova at all? Does he do anything
Wait,
with them?
who's
I
the
feel like
name?
Chris
Chris Murray.
Murray?
Oh yeah, Chris Murray. He's a ska guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
ska guy. He plays every Supernova, multiple sets usually. Yeah.
yes. Okay. I knew him.
Yeah.
I walked away for a minute because my kid, yeah.
we saw him quickly.
Every time I walk away, it's my kid or my husband. It's never me.
But you walked away and he came.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to punch me over the head with a hammer. I'm like, nah.
Ah, you're no fun. Come on.
I heard that Harry Katz and the Pistachios likes props. You go get him.
We do like props. We did, but it's funny because you try different things. We did balloons at a show, but balloons popping at a show, pretty
Yeah.
scary. And then we did like beach balls. We had a song called "Rest of the World," and it's like kind of like a surfy song about the world. So we had globes that were beach balls,
Oh.
but everyone was just getting whacked in the head with them.
They take, if you give anyone a beach ball, I think if they're five like they take it too far.
Hmm. I really want to do. Are you y'all familiar with Dan Deacon? He's that kind of like electronic stuff, but he's big in crowd participation. He does this like human tunnel where you and another person make like a triangle,
Oh,
and then you go through, and then you on the other side you become part of the triangle, and it grows longer and longer
Oh.
and this happens during his set.
during his set. Yeah, during a particular song.
There's a band that we love called the Boy Detective, and they do what's called a cuddle puddle during their set, where everybody just lays down in this big cuddle puddle. It's really awesome and sweaty and gross. But yeah, I like when bands bring something unique to the table. I really do.
Absolutely.
And
I
then there's
like when bands
Red Knots.
hand me like weapons, like a foam sword or like an
Yeah.
inflated baseball bat. Like give me something to hit people with, and I'm
That one band just
Dangerous.
had Dear
Oh.
Future Archaeologists. They were like a pirate punk rock band that was so much fun. And then there's Sergeant Skag. They like to give out props. I was really surprised at Car Bomb Parade. They had no props, and I was like, this is weird. Like I'm used to like them having like pool noodles or something to beat somebody with.
I guess they couldn't do water guns indoors.
Yeah,
That
I
would
guess
be
not.
frowned on.
So
I like
props
to
are
think
always good.
I'm a fun person, Jess, but I have to say, at Pioneer Festival, I think because I got to go kidless, that then when there was props and kids, I was like, no children, no bopping on the head, like get out of here. I
It
was like,
didn't help that Ox was like throwing palm trees at everybody in the middle of the pit.
I feel like maybe I
It
knew
was
that.
annoying. It does get annoying. The pizza slices at the after party at this that Supernova were like a little extreme. People were crowd surfing on top of the pizza slices, falling on the ground. It was a mess. I was like, I
Oh,
don't
There's a
want
great.
fine line between fun me and like old crotchety. I'm keeping the kickball. Get out of my yard. Like,
So I like to be on stage, safely on
Right.
stage,
You're mostly safe up there.
mostly
yeah,
safe. Yeah.
mostly safe. Again, unless the banana man is there.
Well, at the Sergeant Skag set at Supernova last year, they all wore blow up costumes and ran around the pit. It was quite the experience.
I've never seen so many
Definitely
inflatable costumes in one
They
place.
actually had an ambulance on site ready to like rescue someone because they're like not able to breathe in their costume because it's warm and humid, But it all worked out and it was fun. And I think they're making like a live something or other, some kind of album or
That's so
video or
fun.
some shit. Yeah. So it's fun. Is there
Hmm.
anything that we didn't talk about that you want the listeners to know?
For 80 proof and similarities, we do have a 45. We put it out on vinyl. So we
Ooh.
have that available. We're
Oh.
running low. So if people are record collectors and need some
Okay.
ska in their
And where can I get
collection,
this?
at circlebackmusic.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
And that's where we're selling them on our Bandcamp.
And where can
Um,
they keep up with you?
at
With
my
them?
Instagram, Harry Katz and the Pistachios. I'm on there. We're on TikTok and YouTube and all the places. We have full music videos on YouTube, and then I do a series about music history about my record collection. I
I've
also
been
spin
seeing.
Nice.
vinyl.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh,
We just started like trying to build more of a presence on TikTok. Like I've been on there, but I'm trying to post everything I post on Instagram over there as well. We'll see how that goes and how long it will last, but keeping up with it for now.
Yeah, it's a lot of work
Yeah,
to post on all of
it's a
them. I was
lot of
doing just
everything.
Instagram for a while, and then someone was like, that people really find new music on TikTok and YouTube.
Mhm.
And
I
I've
do
seen
find
it.
there's a completely different following over there than what I have on Instagram. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I've actually found a lot of like really diehard fans through posting on TikTok who
yeah,
listen. You could see the streams pop up from that. So we always love to post over there too. But it's a lot of posting all over the place.
so follow Harry Katz and the
yeah.
Pistachios on
I know.
Instagram,
I'm gonna go
YouTube.
do that.
I assume you're on Facebook as well. Are you
Yeah,
on?
on Facebook also.
Oh, I said YouTube. I meant TikTok. Are you on YouTube also?
Yes.
Okay. So those 4 places. Follow Harry Katz and the Pistachios at Bandcamp.
Circlebackmusic.bandcamp.com.
And you can follow us on all the same except for Bandcamp. We're not on Bandcamp. Obviously, we're not a band.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're working on it.
Oh, the
Dear God.
SKAgazine
I
band.
call being hype girl. I can't play anything.
I'm just gonna play the tambourine or whatever.
Janice, you got cowbell? Okay.
Apparently, we're going to be an a cappella ska group. So
Yeah.
We're gonna need a
Well,
singer or two or five.
we'll have the
Or some
Pistachios back
instruments.
you up.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
First set at the Falcon. Well, this has been so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on.
Are you
Hopefully
gonna
we'll-
have a big party for the release, your EP release? What do you do to celebrate that?
The New York trip, the East Coast tour is the big celebration. And then we have a few big shows later in the summer. We always do a big carnival style event at the beginning of the year, Pistachio Land.
Puppet based, I'm assuming.
Yes, very puppet
Yes.
based. Yeah. So we did that, and then so we'll be celebrating on the East Coast for this release, and then
Awesome.
2 shows in August that are being announced soon back on the West Coast.
I'm excited.
And hopefully we will all get to a show. I know, like I said, Janice and I are close to Wonder Bar, kind of, and Rachel's somewhat close to another venue, it seems.
I'm down that way all the time.
Awesome. Yeah, it'll be great to meet everybody in person.
Awesome. This is fun. I'm excited to go.
Who are you playing
Follow
with when you're out here? Did we talk about this?
We talked about it a little bit at the Massachusetts show. We're with Step and Razor Blades.
Oh, yes, we did talk about that.
Okay.
We're with
Hold on.
Lara Hope at
Yes.
at the Falcon.
Okay. She is so cool. Step and Rate, it's a lot of all my favorite people right now. I'm getting like all hyped.
Yeah.
Lara's amazing and is, has been in different bands, blah, 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 with Step and Razor Blades. I love. And she actually also is part of this thing called O Positive,
Yes.
which are you familiar? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm like mildly obsessed right now about like learning and being more a part of it. And I think it's amazing. So whenever I hear her name, I have to.
Oh, perfect. It's
Yeah.
Kismet.
Yeah.
And then Florida Mans and Ongo in New York City. And then I'm not sure who we're playing with at Wonder Bar. It's not a ska show. And they haven't told me the other bands. And then in Connecticut at Scottish Dave's, we're playing with Survey Crew and Haunting Titans. And then a really fun one, we're playing at this place in Rhode Island called the Virgil Co-op. It's like a house show where they like film bands in the basement. But 2 good friends of mine, Sam Slick and Kat Hamilton, were LA based. And they both moved to the same area. And so it's like a little reunion of my LA friends that moved away over there.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
that's going to be cool. And then for with Step and Razor Blades is Nick and the Adversaries,
Oh, cool.
Little Low and Senzo.
Uh,
I know
So
most. I'm looking up all the places and shows that you're saying right now because I'm excited.
yeah, it's going to
and
be a really fun tour.
will there be puppets at Wonder Bar?
Definitely. Probably
Okay.
the most amazing puppet we've ever had.
Okay. Well, I won't be
So
at
Yeah.
that one.
it wouldn't be weird if I brought my sock puppet? Wouldn't just...
No, it would not.
She actually makes her own. That's the thing.
So you're gonna be at the Falcon the May 28th. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then where did you say you're gonna be with Step and Razor Blades?
At, what is it, Hutke's? At the Nook?
The Nook. Yeah.
The Nook in Westfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Go to the shows, people.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
out.
no, I'm
Come out to the shows.
We're going to wrap it up here with a special message from our Eric, and then, just get out to a show and have a good time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
it was great.
Yeah. Thanks for being
Chatting.
here.
All right. If we in the scene, whether it's Philly or hey, Michigan from where we're at, want to have good shows and we want nice things, we actually have to show up for them. Like if
Absolutely.
we have these amazing shows and 4 people show up or 10 people show up, guess what happens?
We don't get the
They don't
show.
come back. They don't come back and see us again, right? Like, so if you want a scene, you got to actually be part of that fucking scene and show up for it. All right. If we in the
And there you have it. No wiser words. Everybody get out to the shows, support your bartenders, buy merch, support local bands, touring bands, all the bands. Like without you being there to listen to the music and show up for the music, it really doesn't mean anything. It's what we talked about earlier. A tree falls in the forest, and if nobody's there to hear it, you don't fucking hear it, right? So do the thing.
Mhm. We'll see you out
True.
there.
See you out there.